Hello, everyone, and welcome to Embrace the Journey, and welcome to 2020, the Roaring 20s, a brand new decade. Really excited. I'm sure you are as well. And this week's episode of Embrace the Journey, video update number 16, is going to be a fun one about predictions. So I know as people were planning for 2020 back in like 2015 or 2010, they would have this 2020 vision, what they wanted to be in 2020. Right now that we're in 2020 and we're looking at the end of the next decade, 2030, are they having 2030 vision? Think about that. All right, I've got a couple different categories of my predictions for the episode that include the economy, energy, of course, entertainment, a little fun, some politics, and a couple at the end, a little potpurri, didn't fit any categories. My main message on the economy is that the expansion continues. All right, we will not have a recession in 2020. I know the good times can't last forever, right? And we had the inverted yield curve in 2019. Which is supposed to signal a recession, but it's not going to happen this year. A lot of that is going to be pushed by the current administration to have that strong economy that they're running for re-election on. Along with that, one of the metrics, unemployment rate. We started 2019 at 4%, ended at 3.5%. And 3.5 has been indicated as kind of full employment. Can we really get 2.9? My prediction is that we get a 2.9 reading. And it's only been under 3% once, besides during World War II. And that was in 1952 with a 2.7%. During World War I, we actually had recorded the lowest ever unemployment rate at 1.2%. But in current day, 3.5 is pretty full employment, but the economy is roaring, and we are going to get a reading under 3 during this year. Lastly, keep your money in stocks. It's going crazy, right? We just went up 26% this year or so. We haven't quite hit 30,000 yet. We're at 29,000 and change. But my prediction is that we hit 40,000 points this year. Keep it there. Again, re-election, current administration is going to drive this. They're going to put pressure on the Fed to keep rates low and to keep a lot of money in the environment. And if you look at what's happened in the last decade since the recession back in 2009, we've gone up 170% on the Dow Jones, and we could be another 30%. At least that's what it'll hit that during the year. All right, let's move on over to energy. I am all in on electric vehicles. Over the last 6 to 8 years, we put 1 million vehicles on the road. We hit that milestone in 2019, finished up the year about 1.1 million. And I believe that it is starting to its own hockey stick, which you kind of see right here. This is the projection from 2018 on sales of electric vehicles, that we have a shot at getting to 2 million vehicles this year. I've done my part, just ordered one last week, looking forward to receiving it in February. Excited to be jumping aboard this train. It's not really a train, it's an electric vehicle. All right, we haven't had any utility mergers in all of 2019. Big reason for that is low interest rate environment. It lacks that need for M&A in that industry, but consolidation of the utility industry needs to resume. It will resume. I think that by the end of 2020, with a hot economy, we could have a little higher interest rates, and then boom, we will a large utility merger will be announced by the end of the year. Also, we have 11 states so far that have announced 100% clean energy, 100% renewable energy, and I think that we'll see another 6 states or more commit to those kind of targets here in 2020. There's about 24 states that have Democratic governors, and climate change continues to gain traction. And I think we're going to see some states jump on board. Entertainment. In the entertainment front, number one, I think Best Picture goes to the war movie, 1917. I haven't seen it yet. I have people who have told me about it, and it sounds really good. And I just can't imagine that they're going to give the award to an Irishman or a Joker. Right here on the right is the movies that have been nominated for Best Picture and what their revenue has been up to this point. Talking about revenue, highest grossing movie will probably be a sequel of some point, probably like the fourth or fifth sequel. It's crazy how many sequels there are. In 2019, I think 6 or 7 of the top 10 grossing films actually were sequels. So in your opinion, how many sequels are too many for any one concept? I mean, look at like Air Bud, for example. In the first Air Bud, he was helping a basketball team, like, I don't know, it was a high school team, grade school team, and he tipped a couple balls in and they won the big, game. By Air Bud 8 or whatever it was, whatever the last one was, he was batting for the Boston Red Sox in the World Series and hit a grand slam to win the World Series. I mean, it should have ended way before Air Bud 8. Last one. This is going to be the last season for Bachelor/Bachelorette. Please. Can't handle it anymore. All right, let's go over to politics. We have the convention here in Milwaukee this year, and I believe it's going to be a contested convention. That means that we have so many candidates that are going to be earning delegates throughout all of the primaries during the year that no one candidate gets enough delegates to get the nomination. And when that happens, you get super delegates involved in a second vote at the convention. So you can see in the map here, you have the number of delegates by state. It's color-coded for when their election is, or when their voting is. And you can see that you need 1,990 to get the nomination, earn the nomination delegates, on the first ballot. If no one gets there, then you have a second ballot, and the 766 super delegates are included, and you need then 2,373 delegates for the nomination. It should all be very interesting on how this all plays out and who goes against Donald Trump in November. However, I don't think it matters. Donald Trump will win based on the strong economy. He's going to convince us all that our 401s are in danger if a Democrat gets elected, and he will win again another 4 years. I'm kind of related, somewhat politics, because it's around policy, and the current administration that is really pushing to roll back regulations and is opposing anything along climate change. I believe the 100-watt incandescent light bulb makes a comeback by the end of the year. That would be something else. Okay, just a couple other ones that didn't quite fit into any of my categories. Number one, no federal weed legislation, although I believe 5 more states will legalize weed by the end of the year. States are getting hooked on this tax revenue of weed. Getting hooked. All right. Cost of natural disasters hit a new record. This is a bit morbid, but it's crazy the amount of natural disasters that we're seeing every year. Here's a chart that shows going back 40 years, kind of ranking in 3 different categories, all the natural disasters. And it just continues to ramp up. Although the cost side kind of spikes when there's really something huge like Katrina in 2005. We had the tidal wave and typhoons, I think, in 2011 in Asia. And so something like that drives up the cost side of things. But you can see from a number of events, it continues to ramp up. What I'd like for you to do is put your prediction here. Now, don't write on your computer screen. No one else will be able to see it. So go down to the comments, add a prediction or two for yourself on what you think will happen in 2020, or make a comment on any of my predictions. You can create your own category or pick one of the ones that I had here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. All right, until next time, have a great day.